For students and staff at McGill University, last week yielded a warning about the future of their school. Its leadership announcing McGill is facing a deficit of $45 million for the next fiscal year, with concerns that deficit could climb in the years to come.
Our university, as we know, is facing serious financial pressures that originate from many different sources.
Despite the prestige, Canada's top universities are not immune to the federal government's decision to cap international student visas at 360,000 last year. Higher Educational Strategy Associates, or HESA, releases an annual report on the state of Canadian post-secondary institutions. The immediate reduction of one of the largest sources of revenue has sent universities and colleges scrambling for solutions, but it's not the only factor in their bottom lines.
The longer-term issue is that provincial governments haven't given universities or colleges a raise in 15, almost 20 years now.
According to HESA's annual State of Post-Secondary Education in Canada, 2016 was the first time in more than 60 years that non-governmental income was larger than funding from legislatures and the House of Commons. By the 2022-23 fiscal year, about 46% of income came from provincial and federal governments. And with government funding lagging and a limit on international student funding via higher tuition costs, institutions are looking closer at their books.
Staffing costs account for about 80% of our operating expenses.
McGill specifically noting up to 500 of its staff could face layoffs. Ken Coates with the University of Saskatchewan says while colleges can change on the fly, universities could have their hands tied.
Canadian universities are locked into a very high salary structure. People get tenure. They tend to get annual increments, at least for the first 7 to 10 years.
Programs at colleges in several provinces have been reduced or completely axed, leaving both domestic and international students wondering what options might remain for their post-secondary paths. Kyle Benning, Global News.